My fellow magicians, the dawn is breaking on the stage that holds our final destiny. And so, my fellow magicians, let's all go to hell in a fast car and keep it hot. And on today's little pit stop, I have yet to flip up our pondering energies for the day. But if we recall, for the month of December 2024, our big theme of what we are called to introspect about is basic alchemy, essentially. Turning a negative into a positive. When have you taken something that someone looking at your life would say, like, that's a negative event? When have you made that supposedly negative event work for you? Or if it's not outright negative, it's something that doesn't go according to plan. When have you able to make something chaotic or something that hasn't gone according to your plans work for your betterment or work towards your victory? If you haven't done that in a significant way, can you imagine a scenario? That's what we're thinking about for the entire month of December. What we are thinking about today is, let me look at this last card. This is about, it's about resources. We've got the Ace of Wands, we've got abundance, which is the Three of Cups, and adjustment, which I believe in this deck is like justice, or it's like a balancing card. It's sort of like what we're being asked to introspect on today, if you so feel called to, is when you have a sudden abundance, like a sudden influx of like inspiration, positive energy, or even resources, how are you managing that effectively in your own life, right? Because when we get a sudden amount of anything, like a sudden amount of energy, like that can be like mania, right? If we're not being careful about managing our energy, we can go too far into abundance and then it becomes a negative rather than a positive, right? And it's the same thing for money. If we get a sudden influx of money or a sudden influx of like attention from other people or followers or anything like that, you have, I promise you, you have in your life watched people not be able to handle that. It, like, their ego, their heads get really big. They end up like fumbling what could be like something successful for them because they actually don't know how to manage that energy, how to manage those resources. So that's the subject that we would be called to introspect on today. And also maybe think about how we would manage that. What are some strategies? Is there anything that you can be researching, reading about, like asking about now, that would help you in times of like increases of abundance, how to manage that well, how to like incorporate that into your life into a non-destructive way, and also to hold that manifestation so you're not losing it immediately. And it's actually helping you to like grow and thrive rather than like you have a spike of like abundance and then you crash out like back into the Five of Pentacles, right? So that's what we're thinking about. And also on any of the subjects, if it's the monthly introspection or like the daily introspection, of course, you can keep that to yourself and just think about it privately. You can journal it. If you feel called to, please share in the comments your thoughts about that. If it is okay for you to share them, I would really like see how you feel about that, because some things are going to be meant for you privately. You might be doing private energy work on any of the subjects that I'm talking about, and it may not be appropriate for you to share them in the comments, or it's sort of like it's okay for you to share some things, but not others. So that's what we're thinking about today. So let me just go ahead and clear this, or else I'm gonna knock it off the table. And let's see, because I don't even know, I think I probably said our little intro wrong, because it's actually been kind of a while. On today's little pit stop, I don't remember if I said that. I haven't flipped up our overview energies yet. Oh my gosh. I love how kind of like our little daily introspection is almost like, to me, the like one of the themes, at least for the read. Like that's how it's been working out. Yes, let's see here. Yeah, oh my gosh, this is wild. I also, like I'm saying it's wild, like the energy looks wild to me. I wanted to say that like something that I was thinking about today, because I know these public reads, sometimes the general reads that I put out, like something will hit for me and I'll end up getting like a more minor manifestation from the general reads that I like put out. It'll usually be like a side message, or I'll predict like a location that I'm going to be in, but the thing itself is like happening to someone else. But one of the, I do private reads like for myself, for like my own energy work and whatever. But anyway, I can usually kind of like, it's weird, like a place that I'll be, like I can predict like in the cards, or sometimes anyway. But when I do my personal reads for myself, like sometimes I try and pay attention to like timing, like when something's gonna happen, and I really cannot. Like, I know that's why we always say, like, when I do a timeline, like kind of don't worry about it. Some things, it's sort of like, it takes a really long time, and other things are like immediately. And I sort of can't tell by the feeling when it's gonna be. But like there was one thing that I did like a reading for myself like this morning, and something was just like, it came like directly into my mind, like a full sentence. You are going to be blank at this blank location. Like this is going to happen at this location. And I was just like, okay. And then literally it was like maybe 2 hours later, I was at that location and it happened. And I was just like, that was like immediate. And so what I've been thinking about with readings, and how they manifest, right? Usually the reading, the energy is like more bombastic or dramatic than the manifestation. And that does make sense. So if you pay attention to other stuff that I do on the channel, right? You'll know that I like post things like, I post like musicals that are usually like meta commentaries on other things. So I've like done a lot, like, right? I've incorporated the Rocky Horror Picture Show. I've incorporated Moulin Rouge, and the intros and outros now both incorporate parts of Chicago. That's the musical, but the Moulin Rouge is still in there with The Dawn is Breaking on the stage that holds our final destiny. If specifically about Chicago, that movie is a really good example of like a reading. It's like what's going on in somebody's mental space or the imaginal space versus what's going on in real life. And if you've never seen the movie Chicago, the one with Renee Zellweger and Catherine Zeta-Jones and like Richard Gere, I like wanted to say Gene Kelly girl, like non-gender girl. If you've never watched that movie, I would. Like specifically because of how it looks when like people are imagining themselves in a scenario versus what the scenario looks like in real life. Because essentially all of the musical numbers are taking place in the imaginal realm of the characters and how they are perceiving things. And then that is like interspliced with what the real world looks like. And the imaginal space is always way more dramatic and colorful and choreographed. And then when you see the real world, it is way less dramatic, and like the colors are desaturated and things look way more banal and normal. And like that is why readings also sound like that. Like the reading ends up sounding like really dramatic, and sometimes every once in a while it is as dramatic as the reader made it sound. But often when you get like the manifestation in the real world, because the real world or the material world is so dense, it cannot possibly be as dramatic as it is in the imaginal world, because that is a realm of non-existence where seriously anything is possible. Where in my own mind, like I can be as like accomplished and successful and like wildly commercially successful as like Taylor Swift. In real life, that is not the case. In my mind, I can imagine anything I want. That's why I call it one of the infinite realms of non-resistance, right? Because you can manifest anything at any time there. It doesn't work that way in materiality. And it tends to look way differently in materiality. Even like what we see of Taylor Swift and people like that, in real life is not actually how her or their real lives look. So there's that point that I want to make. That's why like readings tend to go like they go. And then also timing tends to be strange or like kind of unpredictable. And then there was one other thing that I wanted to say. Maybe it was like the thing about readings being dramatic, but I feel like there was one other thing that I wanted to say about manifestations, about readings and how they're different, but I don't remember what it is. I kind of don't remember if I had another important point. I'm sure if I go along, I'll remember, or I'll remember on another day and I'll bring it up. For some reason, probably it's because people are going to start like manifesting soon, and it's sort of, or like right now. Oh, that was it. That was it. The belief aspect on the timing thing. Energy work is tied into manifestation time. And when you're dealing with manifestations that involve other people, you're talking about other people's energy work as well. That's why you can't force things. But as far as my example of, I gave a reading to myself today, and the thing that showed up in the reading, like pretty much immediately manifested. It was a matter of hours, right? Something that I've been thinking about when it comes to the timing of something is sort of personal resistance. We tend, or we can get frustrated at something not coming in, but I would actually like really deeply ask yourself, when it comes to something you want to manifest, do you actually want it now? Like, do you like really examine, like, are you actually ready for it now? Because I swear to you, like if you're really not deeply asking yourself that question, it'll be hidden from you. You'll be really frustrated until you dig down really deeply and go, oh no, actually, I don't want this right now. And it's because of this reason. And so if you actually want to dissolve some of that time, because that time is reserved for energy work, which tends to happen organically anyway, but if you want a little bit more agency over your manifestation, remember, the ones with other people, you only have so much, okay? But for some of them, and you can't really intensely do it, you just have to come to it with like a spirit of curiosity. Just start asking yourself, like, well, do I actually want this? And that's when like the affirmations starting general, right? And getting more and more specific about what you're manifesting, you can see it. Just start writing out the sentences and you're going to feel where something's off. And where you feel something's off, you ask yourself, well, why is that off? Like, why don't I believe that that's the case? Which is a version of Abraham Hicks's focus wheel, which isn't BS. It's just that the way that they do it, I think is like really tedious. Like I would just rather write the sentence out and like see what words aren't fitting, and then see what words do fit. And then like once you get into the words that do fit, then you can keep like working down until you get very specific, until you get to the boom, 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 boom. There's no resistance here. And why I'm bringing that up is because I was wondering why, like I had a belief thing where I was like, well, yeah, that could be great, but I actually don't believe that that could happen like today. Or I don't believe that that could happen like tomorrow or a very short amount of time. I personally tend to keep like adding time. And I was like, well, why actually? Why couldn't this just happen? Because it's not even an unreasonable thing, okay? Like just to let you know, it's not an unreasonable thing. I don't have total control over it, but it's not unreasonable. And so I was just like, well, let me figure out why I think that. And so it's just, I'm bringing it up probably because there is stuff that potentially could be manifesting now that if you would like for it to happen now and it's not happening now, you might want to do some sort of little exercise like that, okay? And especially if it's like you're thinking it's like a bigger thing. There is like a saying that big things are the same as small things. Things do carry energetic weight, okay? Like from my perspective, there is a difference between big things and small things, especially when you're talking about other people. The more other people that you're involving, then like it's sort of like, because they all have to be in agreement, everybody's energy has to be aligned, and then the thing comes in. You're not in control of all of that. You're only in control of you. So an agency over you, whatever. So to me, there is a difference, but I mean, if you can manifest yourself to where there is no difference, like be my guest, that could just be a me thing. I'm hearing it's not, but still, don't hold yourself back on my account. But there's like something to dissolving that particular energy around that until you're getting to the absolute yes on your end. And if it's something that only you are in charge of, then it's going to manifest like pretty much right away if only you're involved. If other people are involved, then you have the yes on your end. You can't do anything, right, until Jesus says, where one or more of you agree, there I am in the midst of them. And he would be talking about Baphomet is in the midst of them, by the way, because Baphomet is just is a glyph, is like a symbol for a certain type of energy, magical energy between two or more people. That's the energy of transformation. So whenever you make and sign a soul contract, the energy that is emitted from that agreement would be represented by the icon of Baphomet. Okay, you can think of that as an entity if you want to, like that's perfectly fine. It's the exact same thing with everything else, even me. I am just a glyph for a procedure. Okay, and so let's finally get into the overview energies here. So we have Great Fortune and the High Priestess. This could be something that is yet unmanifest, whatever this Great Fortune is. It could be something that you intuitively know is going to happen, or you could be a high priestess like figure. You could be someone with a lot of spiritual knowledge or somebody who does spiritual work or caregiving work. And this Great Fortune would be coming to you. Though, like, to me, like, especially with this deck, this is almost sort of like, because you can see on the Great Fortune deck, it's like a goddess or a statue of a woman pouring this out. And it's kind of like the same kind of outpouring on the High Priestess card. So this could be, especially if you work with patron gods and goddesses, or at least female aspects of certain archetypes, then it could be that is the representative that is pouring out this fortune on you. At the moment, it looks energetic, but we'll see, right? So we have that, and then we have the Princess of Swords with the official person. So you could be communicating as an official person. That might make sense with the tarot that's already flipped up here, or an official person will be communicating with you, with this Princess of Swords, or defending you. This Princess of Swords is very like it's like they're jumping in to like enter combat or a fray. And then finally, this is the most interesting one. We have change with the Aeon. And the Aeon this is the judge. This is the Thoth deck's version of the Judgment card, because according to Crowley, which does make sense, the judgment that is depicted in the Smith deck, that was representative of the end of the Aeon of Osiris. And we would be currently in the Aeon of Horus, which is coming to an end, by the way. So this Aeon is representative of change. It's not quite the change itself, but it is the announcement of the change. Or it is the call to arms or something like that. So, I'm not sure. We could, because the Aeon to me is kind of also representative of a change of the guard. And since we have change here, it's sort of like this is either about to happen or it is happening, something like that. So let me flip up everything that's over here. Well, this is positive, whatever it is. So underneath Great Fortune and the High Priestess, we have the Ten of Cups. This could be an energetic blessing. So like a lot of happiness. You're going to be experiencing a lot of happiness. We're going to pull more on it to see. Under the official person and Princess of Swords, we have the Empress. So the Empress is an official person. With the High Priestess, we're still in high key feminine energy. And like the Empress is official. So it could be that you are speaking as an Empress, like High Priestess figure, maybe to a community, I don't know. And they're like pouring out energetically. It would be like if you're on social media, that's like likes and follows and comments and things like that, or people engaging with you if you do this in real life. But it's not really money. Like you have the potential to like convert some of that energy into money, but I'm not quite seeing that yet. If the Empress is not the official person, I'm hearing they kind of are, then you have someone else here. You have someone else here with you. And then on change in the Aeon, we have the 2 of Coins and the 9 of Cups. So to me, that is like, we're ramping up for whatever that change is. We're not quite there yet, but it's something that you or we like want. Okay, so we're gonna go around with the big deck again to see if we can't get any more specifics. And then if I have questions, I don't know, I guess we're using the Thoth deck? Yes, okay. We're using the Thoth deck as a clarifier. Well, it's been interesting so far. 10 of Wands. So I don't know, this could be something like, with great power comes great responsibility. 10 of Cups, 10 of Wands. So let's say you are like, you could talk any kind of like spiritual practice, magical practice. It could even be like self-help or whatever, but it's going to be something internal with the High Priestess. If you start receiving like more people paying attention to you, if you're online and you start getting like more followers and stuff like that, a lot of people tend to take that like really like what they're just like whatever about it. But really, the more influence that you have, the more power what you say, like the more power your word carries. Like people are paying attention to you. And if they're not paying attention to you because you're being a total train wreck, then yeah, that actually does come with responsibility. So we could be talking about something like that. Like you're going to need to start paying like more attention to what you're saying or how you're being. If you have other people paying attention to you, because that would be like great fortune could be a lot of energetic attention. So our official person, Princess of Swords, the Empress, the 6 of Swords. If you are the official person, you might be going somewhere. You might be going somewhere, or like I said, so this is like the feminine figure. Like we kind of don't know, but we're just assuming, right? Because they're sitting with the child, very stereotypical of us, right? Or me. The feminine person is sitting here, and this is actually, no, it does make sense because they are in the yin position because they're sitting. And then whether, like, no matter the gender, this is the yang position, so it's masculine. And the official person on the card looks like a man, and the Empress looks like a woman, right? So it could be that there's somebody here. You have a helper, because the Princess of Swords is kind of like a page. I forgot how it goes in the Thoth deck. It's like princess. It is princess, prince, queen, knight. Instead of the traditional, I'm pretty sure that's how it goes. So the princess is kind of like the page. Or both of like the prince and princess are something. But like the queen is like the queen, and then like the knight is more of the king position. If you want to know, just read the book, okay? So then Aeon change, 2 of Coins, 9 of Cups is the 3 of Coins. So whatever this change is, the big change that seems positive or like change that people want with that 9 of Cups, multiple parties are going to be involved here. So it could be, right, if y'all are, it's like whoever's paying attention to you, if I am indeed speaking like to you, whoever is paying attention to you, it's possible you're going to meet some of these people in real life, or y'all are going to go somewhere together, and y'all are going to work together to do something else. So this is sort of like, depending on what you're doing here, what you're speaking about, what role you're playing, this is about to evolve into something else entirely. So now I'm very interested and I'm curious to get some specifics, if we can, on, first of all, it's one card that I'm pulling, okay. Potentially, right? This is going to be very general. What is this high priestess doing to accrue or attract this great fortune? Strength. So it could be something like, this is like a leader. This is a leader, or it's like you're speaking about something confidently, or you just are confident. You could have deep knowing about whatever this manifestation is. This is really just kind of like standing in truth, to be real with you. 9 of Wands. And this would, like, 9 of Wands in the traditional, just remember, it's like something that like is in progress, and it's before that 10 of Wands, right? So both of these, it's like something's nearing completion. There's a phase of whatever work that you're doing that is nearing completion, but there is something about how you're speaking or how you're behaving that is very confident. It's very strong, it's very powerful. Like there's something inherently powerful about what you're doing. Because if I hold this up with the High Priestess, you can see that there's like a radiance in both of the cards. And so there is one card on this 10 of Cups. The 10 of Cups is pleasure. So whatever this is, you're gonna like it. Okay, that's all I can say. If it's not like it's something pleasurable. The 6 of Cups. It's something enjoyable. It could involve other people. It could involve, like, 6 of Cups is sometimes like a soulmate card, and we've been talking about soulmates, but this is like, that's not necessarily Prince of Discs, that people in real life. That's not necessarily, because we've been talking about romance a lot, but like, you could have a community that's coming together that has very similar ideas, very similar manifestation goals, something like that. So you would be working together with people. And then why is this also, why is this pleasure? I'm curious for that 10 of Wands if we're talking about responsibility, or if there's like more work involved in this, or if this 10 of Cups is the result of like the 10 of Wands, right? So I kind of want to know, I just want to know a little bit more. The Ace of Swords. This is still telling me there's something like really, really powerful about what you're saying or what you're communicating. There's like a lot of energy behind this. And that's why it's attracting people, or energy, something. I can get one more on it. But with that Princess of Swords, it's almost like feedback. It's like people talking back. So that is like kind of like return energy. The 10, like if you've already been speaking powerfully, the 10 of Wands is like return speaking, like other people speaking to you. No, that's too much. Ace of Cups, it's return energy. All I can say is that something that you put out is returning back to you. And it's good. It's pleasurable. I don't know what's under here. Satiety, that's the 10 of Cups. Again, the 10 of Cups is already on the 10 of Cups. Okay, is the official person the same as the Empress? No. So there's at least one other person here. And it is the person who's like kind of driving this 6 of Swords. So the Empress is the High Priestess, yes. But there's someone else driving this boat, don't you ever forget, okay? So who is the official person? I'm supposed to get 3 on this 6 of Swords, on the transitory energy. So that's 2 people. They're probably taking you to like, if it's like really 3 people on this 3 of Coins, because we have the 2 of Coins here. So you're meeting at least one other person over here, and then that person is taking you to at least one other person. Or it could be more than that, right? But I'm just saying we're going from the 2 of Coins to, it's like you're meeting up with one person, You're interacting with them. Y'all are like agreeing to something, and then you're like involving another person. All right, what's going on with this other energy here? The Knight of Discs. So that's a very loyal person. They're very steadfast. And like I said, they're like a defender. This person is like a defender because the official person on the Kipper also looks like someone in the military. The Knight of Discs. Wealth. Ooh, the 10 of Discs. So this is a pentacle heavy person, a material heavy person. The Devil, a material heavy person. Oh my Lord, the King of the Earth popped out. Like I said, the Devil's been popping out lately. The King of the Earth, the Lord of Material, has been popping the heck up. So the Devil's driving the boat. There's no earthly way of knowing which direction we are going. I think they know though. The Devil's driving the boat. Look, it even kind of looks like he's driving the boat a little bit, like with a little staff there. It's like, I'm driving the boat. This looks like a dick. Doesn't it? I mean, it makes sense. That probably is. I haven't gotten there in the book yet, but I'm quite sure that La Maidalo Duquette is going to be like, that is a dick and balls. So we have the devil, the literal devil from the literal Bible. No, it's a real person. So what are y'all discussing over here with this Two of Coins? Failure. Oh my God. Seven of Discs. The Seven of Discs is like investment though. Why is that failure in this deck? I don't know. I haven't gotten there yet. Failure. Let me look at this. This person could be concerned about, it's like you'll have to negotiate something with money or like whatever they're investing. That might be why another person has to come in. This person might not think, for whatever y'all are trying to do, this person doesn't know potentially if they have enough money, or they would feel more secure if like another investor came in. It's something like that. Knight of Wands, it's something like, it's some sort of like action with resources. And it's something that wants to go relatively quickly. Ace of Discs under the deck. That's something about money, probably. And so what would be being created with this Nine of Cups? We got change is back again. We have two changes plus the Aeon, y'all. The Two of Discs, and that's also Two of Coins. This is the Two of Coins again. This is something about working together. We have the Ten of Cups back again, which is satiety in this with like satisfaction, but it's sort of like changing a community through some sort of speaking platform with the Queen of Swords. It's something about speaking. It's something about public speaking. Or like intelligence, like the Queen, that could also be writing. Art. I have art. So someone speaks, someone acts. It's something about communication. Speaking, acting, podcasting, could be YouTubing, being on TV, it could be writing. It's something, but like art and the Chariot, something that like wants to happen relatively quickly. And so then what about this Three of Coins here? I'm going to try and just pull one. Art. This is like people working together to create something. Cruelty at the bottom of the deck, but peace. So this just means that like y'all are going to have to negotiate, okay? Like this isn't striking me as anything particularly crazy. It's just that like you're going to end up having to talk to another person or like multiple people that maybe like don't necessarily agree, but they will come to agree, likely. But it's sort of like, don't be like, be careful about who y'all are. It's like you might have to go through, like when you're talking about other people, it seems like this second person is kind of like a ride or die. But then when y'all are trying to bring other people into this, It's like you're gonna have to go through a process of like talking to people or interviewing them or something like that, because some of these people just aren't going to be the right fit. Like they're like, it's like they procrastinate. It seems like regular stuff. It just seems like some of these people aren't going to be quite right. Like you need people who are very, very committed to whatever it is that like y'all are going to do. And like, that's not going to be everyone. So, I'm not clearing things away yet, but there's something else that kind of wants to come out about this message. And then we will get the final advice outcome and close with the Sun and the Father, okay? So this is matching up with like an influx of attention and an influx of material. So part of the energy work to manifest this stuff would be to start thinking about that. Start thinking about that as a subject. Because we want manifestations on the channel, not just readings, right, for y'all. What is this? What wanted to come out about this is, it's like, you might feel stationary now, but it's sort of like all of a sudden there's going to be like a lot of activity, and it's like it's almost like there's about to be a lot of shit going on, but it's like you're being asked to be like calm about it. So what I have like bookending what I just pulled is the Hanged Man and the Four of Coins that are both very stable. Misha. Spank, spank. Come on, my boy. Come on, get out of the way. These are both very, very stable. And then in the center, I've got like Judgment and the Five of Wands, which is like, let's everybody go. And everybody's like, whoa, like that. And then like, so I don't know if this is meaning like the two people who are going to ultimately be like anchoring this manifestation in, like they have to be really stable because there's like a bunch of stuff going on in the center. Or if it's just saying like, hey, there's like a bunch of stuff that's about to be going on around you. So you need to be really calm or else like you'll get swept up into the chaos. I'll go around again, then we'll get final advice outcome. Oh, the Hanged Man is also, you're going to see your thoughts become things if you've been manifesting this. Your dream has become a being, so your thought's going to become a thing. You're going to see like what you've been dreaming about, essentially. And you're probably not going to have to do anything because the Hanged Man is just looking. They're not doing anything. They're just like, oh, I see that. Judgment, the Emperor. So, like I said, the official person is also in red. The Devil, the Emperor, that's a very solid, that's a very material person. So, it's the Emperor that is, that's kind of like calling people to arms. Like, I don't know, I'm using a lot of like, battle terminology, but this isn't about a battle. It's just about like, it's about getting other people involved with something. And the whoa, so, whoa, no, we've been getting this. The Hierophant and the King of Pentacles is back. This has to do with, I swear to you, I have been getting something about someone doing work with someone like this. It's like an Emperor, King of Pentacles, Hierophant, in that like a Hierophant is like a system, like a corporate environment or like something. It is something like that. It's like a big system where there are like problems, right? And it's like someone is getting some kind of job or something. They're going to be doing some sort of paid work where they're like helping someone else solve these particular problems. It's something like that, and something just went off that's like confirmation. But I mean, whether it's like, that is still something that you're manifesting together, because if you like doing energy work, that's essentially what like solving a problem is. But I don't know, y'all. I don't know. So this Four of Coins, this King of Swords is like upside down. This almost seems like, I don't think this is a different person. I think all of this, the Emperor, the King of Pentacles, the Hierophant, That's all, because it's all kind of under this official person. These things are also kind of on top of the devil as well. I think there's someone who, like, for some reason can't solve something on their own, and so they need help. It's sort of like, I can't do, it's like I'm stuck in place with that 4 of coins, and I kind of don't know what to do. Or this is someone who they're dealing with, like, I don't know. What is this over here? Yeah, futility. The futility is the 7 of Swords, but it's like something's not working out. At work, like, I swear to you, like, the prudence is the 8 of coins. It's like something somebody's tried to do a number of times. If there's, like, the Hierophant, though, is a system, y'all. I don't know. But, like, it's a work environment, but there's something somebody's tried to do, like, a number of times, and it has not worked out. It hasn't worked out. The Emperor is back. Back again, Shady's back. So the King, like, this is just one person. This is one person who is having a particular sort of problem that they have not been able to solve. The 7 of Swords, though, in this utility, this is also strategy. And so this person's strategy is to incorporate another person. So that's kind of what's up with this. Okay, so I'm going to collect all of this, and then we will do the final advice outcome. All right, final advice outcome, the Sun, woo! The Magician, and Justice. So like I said, there's like some kind of manifestation like incoming, and it is specifically because some person like cannot do something. Like they have tried something over and over and over again, hasn't worked. Has not worked, and they are like, they're kind of like, I'm tired of trying to do this myself. I've got to go get someone else who like I can trust, that's going to be in this with me to like switch this situation around. What is this? Can you tell me, what is it that they have tried so many times that like isn't working? Because I swear to you, this person has tried to manifest. It's like somebody traveling towards another person to successfully manifest something is what that final advice outcome is. And they're like happy. It seems like they're happy to incorporate whoever it is that I'm talking about. And they will be able to like manifest successfully with that person. But this is some type of like long-term process. It's not something that's going to be completed right away. All right, this thing that they've tried over and over and over again, it's like communicating something. Ace of Swords, 2 of Cups, 7 of Wands. This is like communicating to like multiple people, maybe speaking to multiple people, but this is about like harmonious relationships. 7 of Wands, that's like a lot of different people coming at like one person. I have never been able to like successfully pull this off. And so I need help communicating with multiple people, because it is like the 5 of Wands, right? Ace of Swords, the High Priestess. This is something about like, it's like more than communication though. This is like, it is like straightening someone's energy out in order to like get to the truth of the matter. But it's sort of like, I need someone who is really, really good, because the High Priestess can be like a therapist or something like that. The High Priestess knows like the secret knowledge, right? But this can also be someone who is very patient and also very compassionate. That's kind of more Queen of Cups, but it's like not outside of the realm of the High Priestess, because sometimes to me, like she looks like a nurse. And so that could be like compassionate communication, or just like, I understand the secrets of effective communication. So the way that someone is communicating something is like leading to chaos, like within relationships. Yeah, the Chariot. This is like working together effectively as well, because like both of the sphinxes have to be like operating effectively to be pulling the chariot, and like all of these people, like, so the person up here is directing the two sphinxes, but then the two sphinxes have to be like going the right way. And so it's like something like that. In order for this boat to like keep going, like I need someone to help me. The Queen of Cups popped up. Like, I don't know, y'all. Ace of Cups at the bottom of the deck. This is something about helping somebody communicate so that there is like effective teamwork going on within a particular establishment, or wherever this person is operating. Like, I don't know. So, but that like, that has like kept coming up. And I just asked if I could pull a timeline. It said no. So, my fellow magicians, let's all reach out and touch faith and get a little bit of our own personal Jesus on this. Okay, 4 Jesuses today. Jesus says, blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness. So whoever I'm talking about, the person who is having the problem, it's sort of like, they are blessed with a positive manifestation because they actually want whatever result that they're looking for, and it is a positive result. And the fact that they are being humble about their situation and actually going to ask someone else, that's also probably a very good sign. Jesus also says, God loved the world so much that he gave his one and only Son, so that everyone who believes in him will not perish but have eternal life. Okay, so this is about a representative. God loved the world so much that he sent someone who could talk better than him. That's like this emperor, like I'm saying the emperor isn't God. I mean, sometimes in the read they can stand in for God, but in this case, this is some person who has a particular sort of authority, who instead of trying to talk to people themselves, for some reason, they're not doing that effectively. They're sending a representative because they care about the place where they are working and what they are attempting to do, wherever that place is. Jesus also says, when the Spirit of truth comes, he will guide you into all the truth. So like I'm telling you, that's that Ace of Swords. I don't know what the truth is, but this is about communication and doing it well. Jesus finally says, where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. So this is the crystallization of the truth, the manifestation of 2 or more people's hearts. That's what's going on here. And so why it's going to be effective is because it's coming from a place of truth, but also from a place of love. So let us officially close the read with the word of the highest authority. And that highest authority is, of course, Bob. Our Father who art in heaven. We close with the word of Bob that is good all the time. Whoa, that's a no. This is yes, this is no. All right, Bob says, you really can learn to be creative as you paint. It's like anything else, it just takes a little practice. So like I said, this person's done a lot of trial and error, and so now they need a more creative solution, so they're bringing in somebody else. Bob also says, however you think it should be, that's exactly how it should be. I don't know. However you think it should be, this is also the Queen of Spades, which is the Queen of Swords. So it could be that they need someone, I don't know, the Emperor is usually very direct themselves, but it could be that whoever this Emperor is, like they might need an advisor to say like, yes, this, no, not this. But what I'm saying is, depending on what's going on here, it could be that what's going on is this job might be more esoteric than I'm thinking or than I've described. It could be that like, if you are like a spiritual or magical person, this Emperor might like be asking you to read people, but it's in like a corporate setting. It's like, I want you to read like on this person or on this situation, and I want you to advise me intuitively. I want you to tell me if you think I'm doing the correct thing based on your intuition and not just on my logic, because I haven't been able to figure out based on my logic or whatever, my process. And so now I'm coming to you. It's kind of like when you hear about like cops consulting psychics or something like that. It could be that you're like going to be someone's like court magician or like court reader. It's like you are like the contemporary like John Dee. Like you could be doing that just for someone privately, or you could be doing it for someone who like works for some sort of corporation, or you could be doing it for a political figure. It could be at any of the levels, right? You might just be getting like a really consistent client. I don't know. Bob finally says, let's put a few little highlights in here just to make them little rascals just sparkle in the sun. So like I said, you're not building something from the ground up with whoever it is we're talking about, though it seems like there's something like to some sort of phase of whatever work you're doing. I don't know. It could be that you've been working alone and this is the first time you're going to work with like within like a system or like closely with another person or multiple people. But this is something where like you would be being placed in a position to like make things more efficient, not create things from the ground up. So, my fellow magicians, this is reality, and I am your GM, your game master for this, the game of life. But it is we who are the greatest magicians of the age, and perhaps the greatest magicians of all time. And together, you and I will perform the greatest magic trick of all time. We will reverse the polarities of the world, make America great for once, fly this boat to the moon somehow, shift the world onto the mega happy timeline, perhaps leaving it a much better place than it ever has been before. Because, my fellow magicians, nothing stays. In 50 years or so, it's going to change, you know. But oh, it's heaven nowadays.